Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As you know, we always bring something new in this program, Truth Unveiled. And today our topic is Burma. People know that in Burma there is killing of Muslims, massacre, rape, and genocide. But the mainstream media, they call it ethnic cleansing. In fact, it is not. It's not ethnic cleansing. It's the killing of Muslims. And maybe they deliberately, intentionally ignore the fact. So we today have our honorable guest, Mr. Muhammad Siddiq Basu, and we will discuss with him about the latest situation, about the history of the people who have been killed and massacred in Burma. So please welcome our guest, Mr. Muhammad Siddiq Basu. Assalamu alaikum. We welcome you in the program, Truth Unveiled. So may I just ask you about your history and what's all about the killing of innocent Muslims, children, women in Burma?
Well, we are known as a Rohingya internationally. And we have been there since 8th century ago in Arakan.
8th century?
Yes, 8th century, yes.
Means 800 years?
Yes.
More than 800 years?
Yes, yes. So we have been living together with local Buddhists, Rakhine, in peacefully long back, So it was actually, independent kingdom. Arakan was an independent kingdom. Before the name Arakan, it was known as a Rohang. So that's why we are known as a Rohingya, the people of the Rohingya.
Oh.
The people of the Rohang land.
That's the reason it's known as Rohingya.
Yeah. Yes. The people of the Rohingya, the Rohang land.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this land was very prosperous land. Muslims was, in the main, in the armies, in the, education sides. And the king, sometime it was Muslims king ruled the Arakan state, Arakan kingdoms. And sometime it was ruled by Rakhine, king.
Non-Muslims.
Not Muslims. Mm-hmm. So it was both sides involved as a king,
right.
in that independent kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So until, it was, under the British rules and it annexed with the Burma country. So after that, we got independence and we got full rights in the democratic times until 1962. And we were known as a, Rohingya. And it was recorded in the Burma Encyclopedia.
So you got independence in 1962?
No, 1948.
1948?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. After 1948, it was full democratic country.
Mm-hmm.
And we were recognized as a Rohingya. And it was recorded in the Burma Encyclopedia, as well as in the, the school books as well. And there was program, our news was broadcast in our own language, in a Burma Broadcasting Service, which is a government-controlled only broadcasting service. So it was until 1962. So we were actually enjoying full human rights, and we were enjoying all our the
basic rights.
Basic rights, actually. Mm-hmm. So after that, the country was, ruled by the military rulers in 1962 by Nawin government. And from that onwards, so they were making a systematic programs to make ethnic cleansing, So our rights were, limited since then.
So under the name of ethnic cleansing, or just there was an excuse?
So of course, we can say it is ethnic cleansing because we understand that, from that onward, they are putting new plans for us. They are not allowing to issue our card even though at the time of democratic times, everybody was given by going by village to village the ID card, national ID card. So everybody was having a national ID card. After this, democratic period, they say, okay, we're not going to issue any national ID card.
When did they stop this national identity card?
So they stopped after 1962, yes.
After 1962, they stopped giving...
Yes. Actually, I got my nationality card in 1970 with a very, difficult, they give us a very difficult time, actually. So after 1970, you can say, nobody was able to get, So from that onward, they put plan, to drag away the Muslims out of the country. First program was, dragon operations. As you know, dragon means to drag away the peoples.
Yep.
So in that time, we got about 250,000 people, left the country. And
When was it?
1978.
1978.
Yes.
It was a dragon operation they started.
Dragon operation was, implemented, and a lot of people have to leave the country. And there was a lot of refugees, about 250,000 in Bangladesh. So this was first, their, operations. And afterward, there was 1991, and 92 operations. Continuously, they put in implementations, new implementations to limit our, facility, our, educations, our business, our movement, and they made it a lot of military presence in the area. So these militaries are always making trouble for us, and until we were not allowed completely to go to the university.
Mr. Siddiq, what's the total population of your people in Burma?
Okay, we say worldwide 3.5 million. Okay, so when I say worldwide, means about 1.5 million were outside the country because of the persecution.
They left the country because of the massacre.
Yeah, because of the massacre, because of the
operations.
Aggression, yes. So killings, rapes, and limitation of movements, complete restriction. Even to move from one village to another village, you have to get a paper from the government authority.
Traveling documents, permission.
Yeah, permission.
Even traveling within your country.
Even forget from your country, from city to city. Even they are restricting even movement from village to village. So limiting all our business, our educations, everything's. They made us a standstill. Not only that, they are confiscating our land, saying that you are not a citizen of Burma, you are a migrant from Bangladesh. So that's why we're not going to issue the identity card. You cannot own your own lands. And not only that, they are bringing, Burman from the central Burma. They are making villages among Muslims as Burman villages. So making us trouble for us, for everywhere.
Making new settlements as in Palestine they do, the Israelis do in Palestine.
Yes. So they are building, pagodas to shape the, to change the geographic, what called demographic changes in our places, and they are demolishing a lot of mosques. They are restricting, to repair any mosque. They are restricting to, repair any madrasas. So one instance was that one madrasa, they give bribe and they extended the madrasa, and after that, they come and demolish the whole, the madrasa. He said, why you violated the law?
So what do you think, what's their excuse? Why they blamed? Is there any sort of particular sort of their argument that why they are killing Muslims or why they are massacring Muslims?
In fact, since I was born, we never had any problem actually, from our side towards the Rakhine peoples. We're always peace-loving people. We want to stay peacefully. We don't want to make any quarrel with them. We don't want to make anything. Only, from Rakhine side, they're always make it a quarrel with us. In the school, they are always, making trouble. On the street, they are making a trouble. Even, when we move one place to another, they start giving troubles,
What's the national religion of that country? Is it Buddhism or Burmese?
Yeah, okay. Their religion is majority is Buddhism, but there is Christian as well in the ethnic areas.
So who are the main culprits? Means Buddhists were known as most, gentle people and, spiritual and blah, blah, blah. But now why they turn it so violent and cruel on human beings?
Of course, this is a very good question actually, because Buddhism is known as a peace-loving people, and they should not kill anybody. But it seems their racism, is superseding their religion. They want only Muslim-free, the states or Muslim-free country. They want to make it. So simply because we're Muslims, they don't like us. And not only that, they don't like us because, we are, a mix of, Burma side and, the Indian side, They don't
Indian
want to
side
look
or
different
Bangladesh
side.
You mean mostly you're from Indian side or Bangladesh side? What's the origin?
No, actually, of course, we were from Arkan, okay? So we were Arkan, it was independent kingdoms, and, we were from, there. But the Burmese government making allegation that we came from Bangladesh,
So this sort of an allegation from Burmese government, that originally you're from Bangladesh, it's not historical fact.
Well, not at all from Bangladesh at all.
Mostly maybe because what's the actually educational, education rate in your Muslim community there?
Actually, as of now, our literacy is very, very low, extremely low because of the government policy.
Was it right from the beginning, or it just happened only when they started cruelty?
Before, just after independence, so our education, was much higher than current situation actually.
So, in your area, in the Muslim community, there must be intellectuals, religious scholars, elderly people.
Yes.
They must be discussing and thinking, is only that this Burmese government, the army government, they started aggression and cruelty and killing and massacre to the Muslims of Burma? Or do you think something is there, there is some other third power who are forcing or influencing them to do this internationally?
Of course, I can say that, everything's happening because of the support from the central governments. Mm-hmm. So these are military rulers who are creating all these master plans to kill us. They are using local Rakhines, okay, to kill us actually.
Now, just my question is that, in fact, everybody knows that this is that central government doing this. But do you think your people, that is there some other source or force, foreign element, foreign countries or any other power who is influencing Burmese government? Because Buddhists, they still claim that, they are very, very peace-loving people on this planet. But what do you think? Is there any other element or any other force or foreign element,
No, I don't see there is any other, element. Because other neighbor countries, which is Thailand, they don't have problems, like this,
Because to me, as an history student, nobody's perfect. Learning never ends.
Of course, yes.
The Muslim belts all over the world, Muslim regions, Muslim countries at present, are under the aggression, what way or the another, right from Palestine, Kashmir, in Bosnia what happened, now it's Middle East as well, in Afghanistan. So there is, that might is right, because when they talk about human rights, yes, and the mighty powers now, developed countries, they should seriously think that who is violating human rights. Because Muslims are not aggressive or they are not occupying any non-Muslim land.
Yeah.
All the Muslim land, wherever it is, it's occupied by the non-Muslim countries or powers. So what do you think about this? Is it going to like New World Order? They are maybe influencing that, okay, let us dominate and suppress the Muslims all over the world? What do you think?
Actually, there might be some, influence from, not very closely from far because of the global, situations. A lot of things have been changing because of the, Arkan has, enormous resources now because of the gas, which is demanded by the, India and China and other countries actually because of the resources. Maybe there are some influences, from other countries.
Apart from
to
gas,
do all this.
what are the natural resources you produce apart from gas?
Yeah, we have so much, minerals actually, different minerals and, the what we call precious stones in other area. So in Arkan, actually very fertile lands and produce a lot of rices actually. So it was very beautiful coastal land and long coastal lands and, with the beaches, a lot of nice beaches. I mean, so it was one of the very beautiful among within the Arkan actually. So, China want to be present in Arkans and, India want to be present in Arkan and they want, they already invested in Arkan,
China being a, largest now growing economy of the world and the Buddhist country as well. Some of the parts of the China, they are closely related with Burma and other neighboring countries. What's the China now taking step or any interest?
Of course, because
China
of the China, economic growth too much, and they want to have also the mighty power in their hands. To make it, possible, they need another area, their presence, because their presence now in the East Coast, they want to have a presence in the Indian Ocean actually. So to have presence in the Indian Ocean, they want to, capture Burma and make a presence in the, Bay of Bengal.
Did you ever try to approach Chinese authorities or government to just say that you are the big boss? What's happening with us? Our human rights are curtailed and crushed. And
actually, we see that China doesn't want to intermingle with other countries. They want to have their own, big country actually. So I don't see. They are interested in business.
Business,
yes.
Yeah. Not any political or religious issues.
No, I don't see. They are really seeing this area.
So what's the income of the main areas of income? Like you said, there are minerals. Apart from minerals, there are agriculture and water resources. What are the other areas of the
actually,
source of income?
Since military rule in 1962, the country lost all the factories and all the machineries and so many things. Burma become like empty places, while they have enormous natural resources. They have, as I said, the gas. They have now bigger, the source, one in the east side, another in the Arkan side. So they are selling now to outside countries. So and apart from that, then population in Burma and the country size of the Burma, the Burma can produce 3 times more, food for the people. The only thing is the government rules which make the people poor, the country poor. By opening up, the country for the international investment, of course, it will grow very fast.
Do any local government, like governors or chief ministers in your area, Muslims?
Actually, we were having, ministers level. We had the education ministers were there, in the democratic times. Mm-hmm. So actually, Arkan was very, prime, the area which was, making a decision there were 2 parties actually in that time. So both party was looking the Muslim of Arkan, as a very, interested area, because whoever vote, Arkan if vote one side, they will win. So that was, very, a strategic, the Muslims, influence there actually.
Administration-wise, not geographically.
Yeah.
As you said, there are some Muslim ministers as well.
Yeah.
So you have your local government, somebody as a state or any sort of in charge of the area, administrator or chief minister, any Muslim?
Okay,
from that
we lost
area?
all those facilities, actually now, forget getting a position of ministers. Even we're not allowed to get, a government job now. They say Muslim will not be allowing to give any job, government job to the Muslims. And they are not allowing any military presence from the Muslim side. They're not allowing even to be policemen, When it was, there, our people who are in the military, our people who are in the police, our people who are in the ministers' levels, and it was there.
One of your, you are one of the sons of the soil, an educated person, and you're brave enough to come and face the media and tell to the world, expose the violation of human rights in our country. So are there any other NGOs or people working with you that highlighting and exposing the violation of human rights in Burma by the government?
Actually, to have a presence from, outsiders inside the Burma and work for the Muslims is very, very, difficult actually. They are
I'm
not
asking
allowing.
about within the country, like people like you. Then are there any NGOs working or people who are...
No, they will not allow to have this type of NGOs at all. They are always finding a choose to kill us, actually. So if we have our own organization like NGOs, they will not at all let us do these things.
So did they, like Amnesty International, all international human rights organization, any of them,
Okay,
paid any visit?
in 1978 when there were, so many refugees in Bangladesh, of course, between Bangladesh and Burma, there was an agreement to bring back those peoples. So when they were brought, there was a condition that the UNHCR presence should be there, food program should be there. With that programs in westernmost city called Maundo, there were NGOs there, which was giving food to the poor peoples, and they are helping to get education for the young children, all these things. So, but in other end, they were not allowed to interfere any political involvement there. They can only help in that scenario, in that food programs and education only, nothing else.
Did any world power, world community influence Burmese government to stop the violation of human rights, stop the killing of innocent Muslims up till now?
Of course, the whole world is given, really big attentions now because of the killings, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. All this has been, clearly known to them. So, but, the Burmese government is very stodgy, actually. They don't want to allow people to come and help Muslims. That's why they were able to do all these atrocities, not only killing, but also burning the whole villages or, the whole city like that, like a cup. The whole city was burned into ashes.
You must have seen with your own eyes the killing of innocent people, children, because I have seen in social media as well, when they were burning those babies, it's human being can't do that. What's the scale of killing? Because last time it was going very up and then it came a bit down, and now again it's going up.
You see, no, it is not a coincidence that the situation happened suddenly and it spread. It was not like that, actually. It was, planned, I say,
Pre-planned.
Pre-planned even 4 or 5 years ago. They plan everything such a way that they can coordinate attack in one time and finish off, So that was the plan. So that's why they started, killing 10 Muslims pilgrims, actually, who came from central Burma to Tandu Arkan, to preach the Islam and all these things. So then on the way back, they were, murdered on the bus, actually. So 10 Muslims were murdered, by giving allegation that, 3 Muslims raped 1 Rakhine girls. It was completely false, because there was one report that, Dr. Zani, who was a Buddhist, guy, he clearly mentioned in one program that, the postmortem of that girl revealed that there is no rape at all. You see, this was just excuse. So then they initiated, killing of 10 Muslims, and that was a spread, the whole Arkan, and they start that flame started from Maundo again. So in Maundo, what they did actually, they on the Friday prayer, they threw stones to the mosque while there was someone going on. Mm-hmm. And at the other side, mosques killed 2 people on that particular day. So when Muslims come out of the mosque and they approach the police stations because 2 Muslims were killed, and they fire on the crowd,
So after that, they continuously started killing.
After that day, what happened actually, the central government make it, curfew, implement the curfew in that area. But surprisingly, they impose curfew on Muslims only. They don't impose curfew for the Rakhine people. So that make us, killing easy for, Muslims, for Rakhines,
So is there any regular or professional army engaged in killing Muslims, or it's just their agencies or secret services or police?
You see, they use really a very,
different tactics.
Very, very good tactics, actually. Mm-hmm. What they do, they put local Rakhines just in front of them. Mm-hmm. And behind them, they put police. Behind them, they put militaries. Mm-hmm. So they completely support from the back and let the Rakhines burn the houses. So in Maundo, when the curfew was imposed, all the Muslims were at home, and at night, the Rakhines started burning the houses. When the people run away from the houses, burning houses, they shoot, saying that it is curfew, why you are going out of the house? Mm. So you see, the curfew was made such a way that, they can kill the Muslim people.
It's like wolf blaming the sheep.
Yes,
lamb.
Yeah.
How many cases you have seen, the killing? What's the total, roughly number? How many Muslims have been killed? Children?
So I have been in contact with many people inside the country. Mm-hmm. You see, I have been, hearing directly on live, on phone, what is happening. Mm-hmm. One guy said, okay, we'll not be alive within, 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And they were killed after that. We had no contact with them, And from other areas, they say, okay, mosques are, Rakhines are, started burning our houses. So it's so surprising that their security forces and militaries are not covering, any protections,
Is somebody keeping any record? How many Muslims, how many innocent people, children?
Actually, it is very difficult to take any record, killer records, just because whoever, they were able to manage to kill, they immediately take away without leaving any trace, any evidence that how many people were killed. But later they were found that there are so many mass graves, and in the sea, in the rivers, there were the dead bodies. And you see, many people has many different figures, but it is not less than 5,000. People have been killed actually.
Nearly 5,000 people.
Yeah, even more than minimum. To my calculations, statistical calculations.
Within how many months, or what's the period?
Yeah, okay, from June.
From June on.
Yeah, from June onward.
It's a big number.
Because they are not only, they use many tactics to kill the people, to eliminate them. Mm-hmm. One, way is, to directly kill them. Another way is to pull their young people from the house to houses. They go and pull the people and put in a detention camps. They beat so much, they kill them there, So some people, they try to escape from the country to Bangladesh. Bangladesh push back, and they have no way. they have to stay in the sea for some time, and because of the weather, many people drown in the sea.
Because it's an island.
And one incident was that military, helicopter, even trying to, fire to the escaping boats,
to the refugees.
And so many boats are drowned. One time, 60, the boats were trying to escape to Bangladesh, and Bangladesh doesn't let them to go inside, and they cannot come back to Burma. They were stayed in the sea, and they drowned.
Even
Many of them
Bangladesh is
drowned.
not opening the doors for them.
Of course, that make us really a big problem.
What about India? Is the India any helpful?
No, India is not. Of course, India is our border, but it's not Arkan, Muslims.
So you are sure that up till now, no international human rights organization ever paid a visit because of Burmese government? They don't allow them? Or?
No, of course they have given very limited, people to access there. Some, for example, Turkey, were able to give, aid, and they were able to see, the situation there. They also make some, group to see independently what is happening. But they need real, presence from many different international group has to be presence there to see what is reality, because they are not allowing to go everywhere to see in what is really happening. They were allowed only in Achab, which is one city. They were allowed to go. So there are many other cities. Nobody knows what is happening.
Who were they? Means, do you know they were from any human rights activists from any other country like Amnesty International, or
No,
just from the neighboring countries?
Of course, sometime the Al Jazeera was in presence there to take some pictures and some interviews there. Turkey, they went there to take some evidence and all these things. And OIC was trying to involve there, but they rejected completely.
Yeah.
So.
Even a couple of friends here, I think UK, they also tried to, human rights activists, they were refused.
Yeah.
It seems like it's totally media blackouts over there,
Of course, media blackout is really the situation.
So do people use social media then? What they do? How they send the news? What's happening is within closed doors?
Actually, social media is very, very limited in Arkan particularly because they were not allowed, to have a mobile phone. Mm-hmm. So particularly, in Maundo and, so in that area, we know that, if they find mobile phone in the hands of some Muslims, they'll put in jail for 7 years just because of you are handling mobile, If they don't, they will take a lot of big bribe, to just holding a mobile phone. Mm-hmm. So that's, again, limited, to reach to us, enough informations in details. So one time I got an information from, the reporter who were able to take interview from those people who escaped to Bangladesh. Mm-hmm. So it was really a big tragedy,
The reporter from Muslim side.
No. The Al Jazeera reporters.
Oh, I see, Al Jazeera.
Who were able to take some, reports from the Muslims people who escaped to Bangladesh. Mm-hmm.
So do they, what's around like most of the time when there is army rule, they do crackdowns, frisking and harassing people. They put stop on your free movements, even for going to the religious prayers, mosques or schools or on duty. So what's the latest? Is still going on, or there's some
Of course,
relaxation?
that latest is more tragedy. Now, in many cities, okay, they are locked all the mosques. They cannot even pray. They eat prayers. Mm-hmm. You see?
So they
destroyed so many mosques actually. Mm-hmm. So even those mosques who are still intact, they were not allowed to go inside. Mm-hmm. So if they find people are going to the mosque, they will be punished, greatly punished.
So what do you think about the future of this government, the army regime? Would there be any elections, sort of People's Democratic Government? Any hope, or it's still
Now, of course, democracy movement, will change the Burma, what I think. But the situation in Arakan will be completely different. In Arakan, actually, the local government, they call it RNDP. Okay, they are all creating, enormous problem for us. So they are making, all of us to become a refugee, and they are trying to push, to one corner, making us to be like a, Palestine, refugees actually. So, in Arakan, before we have Muslims in everywhere, they started, saying that, okay, this city should be Muslim-free city. And next year they say, okay, this city should be Muslim-free city. So in that way, from the south, Muslims were push, and to the north part. And to the, ultimate target is to let them kick out all the Muslims by pushing them slowly to the northmost and pushing out of the country. Because this is the place, where they can, have a border,
Are Muslims united or just scattered?
You see, it's not. I cannot say it is not united. Okay, we have been, collaborating, a lot of, work in the many, part of the world. Actually, we cannot do anything inside. See, if we do anything inside in coordinated, cooperations, they will simply come and put us in jail. They said, why you are taking this action? Why trying to help the Muslims like that, So only we are trying to be able to do anything, worldwide. We can, whatever pressure we can give only from outside. From inside, they cannot do anything.
Mr. Basu, what do you think about, the present situation, what's happening, but there is, as you said, as we know, there is complete media blackout and Muslim killing and massacres going on. So how would you like to pass your message to our viewers and to the international community, mostly the international human rights organizations?
Okay, we want to stay peacefully in the country without making any problems with anyone. We want to have our human rights, full human rights, we want our citizenships. Because of the current situation, we see that we need really, our problem is, security problems. Because everywhere we are, we're attacked, we're killed, we're raped. All our, the facilities are limited, So we need, international, the protection mechanism to be in place there so that we will be able to be safe. And after that, we want to have all those people who already left the places, their homes, they should be returned, to their home, back again, and everything should be restored.
So have you ever tried to contact United Nations Security Council, the Secretary General about this?
Of course, there is, we have a party called ARU, which represents the whole Rohingya, people worldwide. So they are doing a lot of, collaboration with the, the United Nations and, OICs, to have these things, resolve the problems,
Because internationally, that United Nations is a refugees section as well, and other relief sections, there's Red Cross as well. So I think you need to approach and appeal them as well to come and see and help people who are victims.
Yeah, actually,
homeless.
the international body want, Bangladesh open the doors so that people can save their life by going to the Bangladesh, and the international people can go there and help the Muslim peoples. The problem is, the government is limiting, to the very maximum extent, to let the, foreign NGOs, foreign, aid workers, foreign aid, to come into the place. Now currently, our people have been suffering from food. Actually local Rakhines are protect, the blocking our food access, and they are blocking also the access to the medicine. So people are, dying because of the hunger, because the local Rakhines were blocking, food access to us. These are another big problems. And because of the aid, they are blocking the aid from international aid to coming into the place.
You mean there is shortage of basic necessities of life?
Yes.
Food,
yes,
health,
of course,
shelter.
Of course. Yes, yes.
Mr. Basu, it was nice to have you in our program, Truth Unveiled, and we are enlightened. You just told us about the latest situation and the background of the Muslims in Burma. So I hope the viewers and mostly the international organizations, they should and they must act upon, come to your rescue, and Muslim world as well, including OIC, and those Muslims who are well established around the world. And we also appeal to them that please come for the rescue because they need your help, they seek your attention. And thank you very much coming and giving your time to our viewers, to our television. And I would say Khuda Hafiz, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Okay, thank you very much for giving opportunity for these programs. Okay, thank you.